Hello, and welcome to Make a Difference, the show about how volunteers are making a difference every day right here in Montgomery County. I'm your host, Sandy Smith, and we welcome you here once again via Zoom. So June 19th, also known as Juneteenth, is a federal holiday celebrating the emancipation of enslaved African Americans. It is often a time that there is a focus on supporting and uplifting the Black community. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with Cedric Bobo, CEO and co-founder of Project Destined. We are also excited to welcome a program participant, Lisa Gordon. Welcome, Cedric and Lisa.
Thank you for having us. It's a pleasure to be with you all.
Excited to be here.
Very excited to have you both. So Cedric, let's begin with you. Why don't you explain to us the mission of Project Destined and how it began?
Yeah, our mission is really to train students how to become owners in their own communities. The roots of it is I'm from northern Mississippi. I grew up in a family, great-grandfather bought 100 acres of land in Mississippi in the 1890s, and I always wanted to become an owner like him. I just didn't know how to do it. And so I was fortunate enough to go to business school and spend 20 years in private equity. And I started buying apartment buildings in local neighborhoods outside of my job. And I just fell in love with it. And I thought, well, what better way than to teach other students how to become owners in their community? Because I believe in social justice. I also believe in economic justice and participation in the growth of your neighborhood. And so our platform trains over 2,000 students every single year in how to become owners in their neighborhood through real estate.
Oh, that's fantastic. And it's so important nowadays because it's so difficult to qualify for mortgages. Students are coming out of school with so much debt, they can't afford to purchase real estate, and the prices are outrageous right now. So why is that so important to financial freedom, do you feel?
Yeah, look at how much wealth in our country was built through ownership. There's a scarcity value to land, and there's different types of debt that's available to folks who are buying land and building housing as a business. And I want you to understand, yes, you can go out and buy a single family home for your family to live in, and that's outstanding. But wouldn't it also be great to build a 100-unit apartment building where you can actually invest and build wealth and deliver housing in your community, and you're building something transformational locally in your neighborhood, but you're also building wealth. And that's a business loan, not a personal loan. And so I think understanding how to create financial wealth and financial freedom by being an owner in your neighborhood is a wonderful thing. And you can make a decision. I want a portion of that to be affordable housing, some to be market rate housing. But the key is that is a wealth creation activity for your family.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that is very important to buy within your own community, because we've seen so many communities and especially the underserved communities, they're underserved for a second, and then gentrification comes in and it's no longer the original community, and the people, the original residents can't afford to live there any longer. So I think that is very important.
Yeah, and if you think about this, is that like so many of us grew up in neighborhoods and we see them change and we feel more victim than participant. Wouldn't it be nice if you had the skill set to be able to participate in the growth of your neighborhood? And as an owner, you can make choices around creating affordable housing and not just be at the mercy of some other entrepreneur who may not look like you, who decides that they want to completely change the character of your neighborhood. I think economic freedom is all about the choice to create something that connects your community, but also can build wealth.
Okay, so along those lines, how do you see this effort making a significant change in the circumstances of these underrepresented communities?
For us, it's really about scale. We train over 2,000 students every single year across 125 universities, 35 cities. There is no market that's larger and more important than the Maryland and DC market. And we actually pay students to learn real estate. So you earn between $500 and $1,000 to learn real estate and apply it in your local neighborhood. So for us, that scale, that relevance, that local nature of it is really important. And part of it is involving the local community. We have thousands of committed volunteers from companies around the country who commit to us growing this work.
Wow, that's really impressive. So Lisa, how important was this program to your future development?
Yeah, this program was amazing. It really was important to my future development. I started as an intern last spring, and through that program, like through the mentorship and my program managers, they really just honed in on especially my presentation skills, my public speaking skills, but they also taught me about real estate and the different tools and technology that current real estate industry professionals are using. It really just gave me an insight to the day-to-day life of what they were doing. And because of the great time that I had as an intern, I decided to stay on as a program manager and give back to Project Destined by leading different high school level teams as well as college level teams, teaching them how to become owners in their community as well, and as well as leading different new initiatives that Project Destined has created for us. And through that, I've been afforded the opportunity to go to the University of Miami as a sponsored student there and to get my MBA in accelerated real estate. So it's really been an amazing opportunity for me. I've been exposed to so many different firms, so many different opportunities where I am networking with these industry professionals, and again, growing in my not only professional life but my as well as my personal life as well. I've seen so much growth in myself and how I conduct myself on a day to day. So I love Project Destined. I encourage other people to do it because it really is a gateway into the business world and teach you how to become a better business leader, of course.
So what type of relevant information do you feel that you received from Project Destined?
Yeah, definitely. So, of course, relevant information about, you start with the basics of learning where your property is, learning what is around your property, learning about the property itself, where it was built. A lot of, especially in the community that we're in, it has a lot of historic aspects to the building. So again, just learning about that property and then broadening it up, talking about, okay, so you have this property, you bought it. How do you make it better? What can you add to it to not only add value to it, but to add value to the community that it's in, what it does for the overall health and wealth of the community. And then talking about the different ways that you could finance it. You don't have to do this venture of real estate by yourself. There's so many different opportunities out there for people to help you, again, make that community a better place. So really it sets you up to think about everything that real estate has to offer in a broader aspect because it's just so many different things that you can do within real estate, and Project Destined teaches you every little thing basically.
That's fabulous. Cedric, do you just deal with real estate internships or financial literacy, or do you have other interests?
Yeah, I mean, look, our programs in the Maryland market include everything from high schools. We work with Dunbar High School in Baltimore to the college market. And so much of it is teaching you about good business and making good business decisions and financial health. I think when Lisa joined our program, I think she saw us a chance to learn about entrepreneurship and business, and then her interest in real estate evolved over time. The key is getting the students early and then staying relevant. I mean, Lisa began our program a couple of years ago and she's continued throughout. And so my goal is to get you excited early and then to stay with you across your academic career and continue to provide you with opportunities.
I love it. What are some of the challenges that your organization and as well as your students, what are the challenges that they face?
Look, I mean, I think that imposter syndrome is real. I think the first part of being successful is knowing you deserve to be successful. And so we start out by saying, look, we get a chance to be a part of your career journey. We're going to give you the tools, the resources, the access, because I think that so much of life is acquiring skills, acquiring networks, and the confidence to pursue your goals. And so there are soft skills and hard skills that are critical to develop. But we have to acknowledge that some of our students haven't seen themselves reflected in these careers. And so we have to basically support them in developing that vision of themselves today, but the growth that they're about to experience.
Right, right. So you mentioned earlier that the DMV is one of your largest markets. What schools in Maryland specifically do you support or are you partnered with?
Look, I mean, we were at everything from, Morgan State to the University, of Maryland, and there's not a school in the state that we wouldn't love to be partnered with. And for us, it's all about getting to know them. I mean, we're, really active in telling our story so that schools hear about us and give us a chance to engage their students. I think our philosophy is what supported us, is that we think of it as a privilege to be able to come onto campus to engage talent. Every student earns a scholarship, so you get a chance to learn all while you're earning money to be able to pay for schools or make a down payment on a home. And so Maryland is an incredible academic market, housing market, and we want to be part of it for many years to come.
Fantastic, fantastic. So how do people get involved? What types of volunteer opportunities do you have?
Yeah, I mean, look, we do this all year round. It's every single semester at the high school level and the college level. And we're always looking for committed volunteers who want to be a part of basically training and developing students. You don't have to be a real estate expert because we're all operating in a built environment. We're all engaging in real estate, even if we don't see our jobs as that. So we need committed, energetic volunteers who want to engage and teach students how to become owners, all facets of it in their local community.
I just read recently that you partnered with a school in Detroit, as a matter of fact. So you're everywhere. You're nationwide. Are you international also?
Yeah, so we're in 35 markets, U.S. markets. We actually started in Detroit, and we still have a presence and a partnership there with Detroit Public Schools. We're also in the UK, we're in Europe, we're launching in Toronto and Vancouver. Our goal is that there are students all over the country and certainly all over the world who are looking at their neighborhoods change and they don't know how to participate. Our job is to address that through education and through committed and with the support of committed volunteers and corporate partners.
Mm-hmm. Well, how do people contact Project Destined to either participate as a volunteer or possibly as a recipient?
Yeah, and you can always get on projectdestined.com. It's a great way to connect with us. I'm also super active on LinkedIn and I read every single message and respond to every single message. And so reaching out to us through that, we view every person that engages as really a privilege and opportunity for us. And we'd love to do more in the Maryland market and we need more people to do that.
Well, I think it's fantastic. I think that your mission is wonderful and you've clearly been doing great work. So thank you. Thank you so much, Lisa and Cedric. We've been speaking with Cedric Bobo and Lisa Gordon. Thank you both for joining us today and continued success to both of you.
No, thank you all so much for having us and we look forward to continuing to work in Maryland.
Really encourage students to get involved with this program. It's been life-changing for me. I encourage so many people at my school to continue doing it, as well as schools here in Maryland to continue participating in this program. Like I said, there's so many ample opportunities out there. Project Destined really pours into its students and its staff, and it's really up to that individual to take advantage of the many opportunities that Project Destined has to offer us. So I love this program, and I hope to continue working side by side with Cedric and Project Destined.
Great. If you're interested in volunteer opportunities, please go to our website, montgomeryserves.org. I'm your host, Sandy Smith. And while you're doing you're celebrating and buying graduation gifts, think about supporting Black-owned businesses. Let's remember to make a difference.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
Honey, what I think you need is a socket wrench.
I played JV basketball.
I'm sorry, I don't think it looks right.
This is good, and it's all good, baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
I'm gonna call my dad.